The formerly enslaved were promised 40 acres of land, $50, and access to Army-owned mules per Special Field Order No. 15 issued by General William T. Sherman. President Andrew Johnson overturned the order in the fall of 1865. The U.S. government has formally paid reparations for race-based injuries about 6 times throughout its history. They continue to pay reparations to Native Americans for loss of property, broken treaties, and mismanagement of tribal assets, among other state-sanctioned injustices, through various programs like casinos, tax-free commerce, and even cash payments. Though, they have never compensated natives for the genocide enacted on their people. The government also compensated around 60,000 Japanese Americans for imprisoning them in internment camps during World War II. President Ronald Reagan signed the Civil Liberties Act in 1988, providing an apology and $20,000, which is around $55,825 in today's money, to each surviving internee, totaling over $1.2 billion. All other official reparations payments have been granted towards Black Americans for various crimes committed upon them, except for one, and it's probably not what you think. But more on that in a second. There was the Rosewood Massacre, where white men murdered and burnt down a small black town in Florida in 1923. The state of Florida would authorize $2 million for the survivors of the massacre in 1994. This would be the first time a U.S. state paid reparations for racial violence. According to different sources, 9 to 11 people received a direct cash payment of $150,000 each. Around 143 descendants or family members of the Rosewood victims, who could prove damages, were eligible for smaller payouts. A scholarship fund has also been provided to nearly 300 students since 1994. Then there was the $10 million out-of-court settlement paid to the victims of the Tuskegee syphilis study in 1974 after a lawsuit was filed in Alabama. The Tuskegee syphilis study began in 1932, where 600 black men from Macon County were unknowingly subjected to an unethical syphilis study. 399 rural sharecroppers, not airmen, were infected with syphilis, and doctors withheld treatment to allow the disease to progress while tracking the patients. The men were told they were being treated for bad blood. The U.S. would conduct a similar study in Guatemala from 1946 to 1948, even after penicillin became the standard cure in 1943. The Tuskegee study would go on for decades until 1972. The doctors would also track a control group